Yo, so go on people, you don't know, so I checking them out there, so with another banger video for you. You think so today I'm going to show you how you can replace a radiator out on the car, you see me, which is a quick and simple little move where you can do yourself, but will save you some money, you see me, instead of get a mechanic to do it, you understand. So here we have a 2007 Nissan Tida, you see me, this is the one that I drive personally, you understand, and every time I go country or I go up some really steep hill, the car would tend to overheat on me. So let's just begin. So the first thing you have to do, man, is get the new radiator and inspect it and make sure it's the same exact model as the one that is inside your vehicle, you understand, so it have a bolt up alright and thick. Sometimes that will be a little bit hard, you know, because some vehicles have some whole heap of plastic thing where cover the radiator, you see me, but a little basic look, a little basic examination should make you have an idea if everything is alright. Plus when you got the parts place when you have the radiator, you gotta get, you can tell them the exact vehicle and the exact model, you see me, so you should get the same exact radiator, but sometimes it's just good to just double check and make sure say you get the same one, you see me, by just doing a visual inspection. So as I said before, the car had an overheating problem, you understand. I could have just got the radiator that is in the vehicle now rad out and clean, you understand, but I decided that it would have been best to just replace the whole radiator, because sometimes it's better to just put in something new than for hours to try to fix something that is old, you understand. So you won't need a special tool, you won't need no in-depth knowledge at all to do this. You see me, just follow this video because the procedure is the same for most vehicles, you understand. It's the same procedure to change a radiator for most vehicles, you see it, and you could save a buck or two. So even if you're not ready for this knowledge right now, it's good to have it in your brain, because at the end of the day, at the mechanic probably would have cost you like $5,000 or somewhere around there just for replace the radiator when you can do it yourself, you understand, you see me. So don't intimidate him if you say, you see me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that you're going to pull the radiator cap, you understand. So this is very important that it's cool, and you have to make sure that the vehicle is completely cool. So me leave this vehicle for a couple of hours for cool, you understand. So I'm pretty certain it is cool, but what you can do is feel the radiator hose right there, like what me I do right there. And if you feel pressure in it, meaning say if the hose feels stiff, then don't pull it. It probably have pressure in there, you understand. But if it is soft like how mine is soft, you can go for a rack, you see me, and you can throw the rack over the radiator cap, you see me, and you can slightly crack it, not completely pull it where it can fly off in the man, but just crack it, you see me, and you feel pressure. If pressure build up, meaning say you have to put force pan to keep the car down, then you know see your pressure there, and just lock it back, you understand. But if there is no pressure, then you can just release it like this and take it off completely. Okay, so the next thing you need to do, after visually inspecting the radiator to make sure that the same radiator would be to get all of the plastic things that are in your way out there way, you see me. And most plastic things are held in by some little clip where it's very simple to remove, and I'm going to show you how to do it right here, you see me. All you have to do is just lift it up slightly, and after you lift it up you can use your hand and just remove it like that. So after you remove all of the plastic clip, them all the little plastic trimming them in place, you see me, it's very simple to remove all of them little plastic trimmings and so forth, you see me. So for the intake right here, all you have to do is just pull it up like this, and then just twist a little, and then boom, that come off so easy. And then for the whole of that trimming thing right in front of the vehicle right here, you see me, all you have to do is just lift it out of the way like that. To give you guys a better view, you see me, we have pull off the two holes, you see me, we have one up at the top, you see me, and one down at the bottom, you see me. This connects straight to the bottom of the radiator, you see me. So me would recommend to pull the bottom one first, you understand, you see me. But again, make sure that the water is cool enough, because the water will burn you if it's not cool enough, you understand. But I left the car parked for a while, you see me, so I'm fairly certain that the water is cool enough for me to be able to work on, you see me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you guys, but underneath it I have a clip like this one, you see me, and you have to use the clip, and you just come to use your needle nose pliers, and you just come to move it out of the way, you understand. Okay, so I'm going to show you the bottom hose right here. We can see some already moved the clip down a little, so all I have to do now is to just pull the hose off of the radiator. See? So I'm going to pull it, and water come out. So okay, now it's time to pull off the top hose off of the radiator, and it's the same procedure as the bottom one, you understand. So what you're going to do now, you get like your nickel nose pliers, you see me, and you're going to pinch the clamp on the top of the radiator like this. You just going to pinch it, and then you're going to pull it down out of the way. This is the exact procedure that I did down on the bottom of the radiator, and then you just going to pull it off just like that. But because we did pull it off down at the bottom, all of the water run out through the bottom, you see me, so we're not have mess up at the top, you understand. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just fold the hose just to kind of get it out of the way like that, you understand. So very simple right here. So and next up on the list we have two 10 bolts at the top of the radiator right there, you see me? So all you have to do is screw them two bolts like what is used to hold the radiator fan in place, you see me? So we just have to screw them out like this. So after we screw them out like that, all we have to do now is just to remove the electrical connector for the radiator fan, and after we do that like this, it's simply just have to just lift out the entire fan as one unit like this. So okay, so we're not quite finished right there because we still have the transmission line hose them for remove, you understand? So these are the two lines that go to the transmission, you understand? These carry the transmission fluid going down the radiator for cool and bring it back to the transmission, you understand? You see me? So as we can see right here, we have two little clamps just like the one that we pull off on the radiator but smaller, you see me? So I see a procedure to pull them off right there, you see me? I did. So we are going to pull them off right here, but a little pro tip is that when time you pull off the transmission line, they might run some of the transmission fluid outside. So because we don't want it to run outside, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stuck a screw inside of the transmission line so that it doesn't waste all of the transmission fluid, you understand? So I'm going to show you how that do now. You can see an example of when I talk about, you see me? So here is the hose, you see me? It was connected to right there, you see me? I'm going to move the clip right there, you see me? And then I stuck one screw in it so that it don't waste the transmission oil. I'm going to tuck it right in between there, you see me? Just it come out of the way, you see me? Okay, so after I do everything, pull off all of the hose them and all of the lines them, you see me? It's time to lift out the radiator, you see me? But they have two little metal things up at the top right there, you see me? So all you have to do is just bend them out of the way slightly like this, you see me? And then you can completely lift out the entire radiator as one unit, you see? So fully take out the radiator right now. You see me, I know that'll be a pretty good time if you never do already, but actually look on it and visually inspect it. You see me, I did. So we're gonna sit down right there and we can see say yes, it looks like an exact match right there. You see me, I did exact match. All of the things them in the same place. Eye line, you see me, radiator line, all of them is in the same place. It look pretty good. So what we have to do now is that we have to take it out of the packaging, you see me. So we have to peel off all of them plastic thing and make sure so none of it not black, none of the line them and none of them thing there. You see me? So after we done take off all of the packaging, all we have to do now is try to lower it and just put it inside of the vehicle right here, you see me? And then what we can do now is that we just have to just bend these notch thing them back over it to hold it in place. Okay, so after the radiator is mounted back inside of the vehicle, you see me, that's if I put on the transmission line first, you see me? So all you have to do now is take the bolt outside of the transmission line, you see me? And then you push on the hose like this, and then all you have to do now is just move the clamp to the edge of it to lock it in place. Okay, so as we can see right there, we put on the two transmission hose line them, you see me? I will also put on the clamp on them, so them now corner where them push this secure right there, you see me? So here we have the big radiator hose now for put on, you see me? And it's a simple mass, just like how the transmission line them go on. We have to just push it down with your hand, you see me? And then all we have to do now is to just move the clamp to the edge of the thing. So now we can see say yo, we put on the radiator hose, we put on the transmission oil hose, we put on the other transmission oil hose. We want to put on the top radiator hose because we have to put on the fan first. So I'm going to grab the fan now and we're going to put it on right now. Take it out here, that'll be a good time to inspect the fan, you see me? Sure say it actually alright, everything has spin good, you're not shaking in the center right there. You see me, I look on it to see if there's a break or anything on it, you see me? And it does look pretty okay, you see me? So we are putting, but if you notice on it, we have got to see one little notch right there and a little notch right there, you see me? And if you look down there, you see me, we can see there's one little notch right there and another little notch right there. For the two little notch them, all we have to do is take it, you see me? And just drop it in. Okay, so after we're done dropping the fan like that, all we have to do now is just bolt them up. So we have to take the 210 bolt them that we took out that earlier. You see me, I will just go screw them in it simple like this. Okay, so after we're done screw down the radiator fan, now that'll be a pretty good time to install the electrical plug onto the radiator fan. You see me, that's very important. Don't forget to do that because you don't know that if you not do that, you can't go over it and it could cost you more than just a radiator. You see me, so we just clip it in like that. You see me, I know that'll be a pretty good time to put on the upper radiator hose. You see me, so all you have to do is simply put it on like this, push it on right there, you see me, and then use one of the pliers to move the clamp to the edge of the thing like this. Okay, so now that'll be a pretty good time to see if anything will put on a leak so far, you see me. So what me I gotta do now, me I gotta fill it up with water, not coolant, you know, just water, just for now to see if anything I gonna leak. So what me I gotta do now, I fill it up with water, you see me, and then I'll make the car go on tracker for a little while, and then I'm gonna see if it a leak. If it's not leaking, then I'm gonna empty it and then redo it with coolant and then put on plastic trimmings that we didn't put on. Okay, so I left it a trickle for a good little while now. You see me, even though it is trickling, you see me, we can see say yo, it now not leaking underneath. You see me, come it want to build up little pressure to see if it would have been leaking. Cause if it have pressure in it, you see me, yeah, that's some little dripping underneath it if it is a leak, but we don't see no dripping, so yo, we know say yo, it's pretty secure. You see me right there, you see me nothing a leak. You see me, so the next move now that before put on all of them little plastic trimming thing they already take off in the beginning. You see me, and the same thing but in reverse. You see me, I did. So we I do now, we are put on this plastic thing, we forgot the front right here. You see me, and then we are put on the intake thing right there. You see me, and all we have to do now, I just put in all of the little clip them that we already take out in at the beginning. Okay, so finally it's time for the test drive. You see me, some pressure the car by going to downtown, them going over the river, them go over any hills that I could have find. You see me, now I find myself on the airport road. You see me, I did, and it hasn't overheated yet. You see me, I'm putting an extreme strain, as much strain as I could have find to put it in, and it did not overheat. It's working fine. You see me? So this is the airport road. I just want to show you guys how it look. It does look pretty good. You see me, a nice like a chill out spot. But don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section, man.